Hello everyone, I'm here in Sydney again. As always, I come back every couple months now, which is epic. It's always good to be back. I'm almost at the end of my trip now, but I thought I'd recap this little travel trip. No, you left your blanket behind, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then you went?
Yeah.
I remember. Do you watch Ride to Japan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How does it feel right now that you replaced him on the vlog?
Oh, true.
How pretty is Sydney?
It's good to be back. This vlog is action-packed, so make sure you watch the whole thing. There's a segment on my 1545 5K. There's also a segment where I talk to my friends about how to warm up properly, what's the best way to warm up. And also we get some other 15-minute 5K runners on talking about how to structure your threshold and also how to balance work with training. I'm gonna leave some timestamps in the description for people that want to skip through. Right, so it is the day before I fly to Sydney. I booked the flights last night, super last minute as usual. I gotta pack for Sydney, get a few stuff done, finish all the food that I have in my fridge because I got a lot. There's just an endless list of things to do, and I feel like I'm always productive in the sense that I'm making progress towards something. Like, I don't waste too much time in the day, but the only problem with me is that I don't do it in the most efficient way. So I feel like I'm just bouncing between tasks and I don't have much structure. So today I'm gonna try and focus on getting a lot of things done at once before moving on to another task. So the first thing we're gonna do is get my suitcase and pack as much as possible. Also, I'm already getting distracted, but I need to have my vitamin C because I don't want to get sick on the trip. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Alright, so I've shortlisted my shoes that I'm gonna bring. I think I'll just stick with these 4 and then 1 casual shoe just to walk around in. As you can see, packing cubes, there's like probably 10 or more shirts in here in this little package now. That's like all my clothes. Yeah, I'm bringing some singlets in case I race. Honestly, it's pretty hard keeping track of everything as a runner. Like, I have to bring my soft flasks, I have to bring my gels, and then these carb electrolyte drink mix sachets, because obviously I don't want to bring a huge bag of it to Sydney when I'm only going for 5 days. I've planned that now, that needs to go in the suitcase soon, before I forget. But yeah, there's a lot of planning involved, because obviously I'm a runner and I'm gonna be running a lot, so I need to take that into account. Why is your camera quality so good?
I don't know.
It's better than real life.
It is.
Shout out Nitecore.
I'm just standing here burning bugs. Like, all I'm seeing is a lot of bugs and a lot of like dirt in the sky, which I'm like, I'm gonna have to breathe that in. Oh.
Well,
Help, I'm dizzy. You have to run as fast as this guy.
I'll try.
Cool.
Oh, what? I wasn't even ready. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm a tech nerd, because I don't know much about it.
You're a nerd. Oh, look, there's kangaroos jumping.
I recently got sent this Nitecore HC17 head torch, which is really cool. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I just know that it goes really, really bright. This is very high-end, like super high efficiency as well, like a lot of battery life and high beam. Like, look at that, that's pretty damn bright. So it's good for your like night races where you're in the dark, like pitch blackness.
Okay, yeah, go.
Let's see how far. It doesn't show. Oh, that is strong. That is far away.
Wait, go further.
That is so powerful. Oh, whoops, let me turn it off. Anyway, yeah, they do have other tiers of head torches, which are a little bit lighter and probably less bright, but that's kind of all you need for like a road setting like this. And also, if I'm racing in the trail and I only need the head torch for like the first 30 to 60 minutes, I would probably want to go for something more compact and slightly less powerful, because I'm not going to need it for hours and hours all night. But for something like Backyard Ultra, when you're out there for ages in the dark, it'll be nice for that. So that's my take on Nitecore so far. This might be one of my latest dinners of all time. It's currently 10:58 p.m. I don't want to go past 11 p.m. eating, so I'm going to eat first. I got to get to the airport at 5. I got to wake up at 4.
Whoa. I'm like looking at the video and I'm like, wow, I can smell it through the video.
YouTube has a new smell function.
Look at that bubble.
What bubble?
Oh, it's oil. It didn't record that whole time.
It did. This is actually hitting the spot though. Mr. Manu Phillips.
Yes. Hello.
Manu, What do you get?
Crispy chicken and some egg noodles.
Nice.
Favorite.
I got beef fried rice. This is Nitecore Park right here. This is also money. Sexy man. We ate near where I used to live in Kingsford, and now we're about to go past Willara, which is where I also live. I've also lived in Randwick before, but we're not going to that part of Centennial Park. I gotta get a run in. I don't know what run I'm doing yet. If you have any recommendations, comment below. But I would have done the run by then. But still let me know where you like to run in Sydney, because I haven't lived here in a while and I wouldn't mind knowing where people like to run. Shout out to Matt Gore. This street is called Atunga Street, and he's been telling me about it for years, and I only just checked it out, but it's pretty steep. What isn't steep though is the price of this new Sota and Big singlet. You should definitely go get it. It's $40 if you use code SOTA. And the last little bit of stairs. Alright guys, it's 4:58 AM. 3 hours before parkrun. No mere shot, you know what it is. So I don't know how to describe the flavor, so I'm already used to it. I don't mind it at all. It's actually raining right now, but I think over at Rhodes Parkrun it's not raining. I'm in the eastern suburbs, so
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Let's go, boys. Little zone 2 run. Stick there, Ant. Come on, Sota, push, push, push. Pumping, pumping, pumping. Kept up for pretty long.
Right, so the morning of the 5K, I actually felt kind of demotivated because it was raining, and I was like, oh, it's just going to slow down my time. I'm not feeling it, but I still knew inside that I really wanted to do it, so I took my no mirror shot 3 hours before. It's really good with parkrun because you know it starts at 8, so I just take it at 5. Whereas in a workout, you don't actually know when you're going to start the first rep, because sometimes you mess around and you start a bit later and stuff. I actually did more warm-up than usual. I did 5.7K. And we'll talk a little bit more about warm-ups later on in the video. I saw my friends rock up and I was getting more pumped. Not all of them were like ready to race, so a lot of them were happy to like try and cling on for dear life and help me out in like the first couple of Ks to make sure that I'm set up well for the rest of the race. It was one of those days again where I felt like absolutely amazing, like when I PB'd a few years ago and ran 15:40. This time I ran 15:45, but yeah, first K through at 3:11 felt really, really easy. And I knew that I was only gonna get quicker for the rest of the race. So I pretty much did that full negative split, last K 3:01 or something like that. Yeah, I feel like I never went lactic, which kind of shows that the no-mirror shot is probably working. I was also pretty happy because in the context of training, I did a 157K week and then a 152K week. And then I didn't even taper this week even though I did the 5K. I still ran 151K. I feel like I wouldn't have done that a few years ago, and right now I'm doing it in the middle of like my peak mileage ever. So yeah, really happy with how that turned out. I wore the Leaning Fadian Elite 6s and they felt pretty good as well. So shout out to them for hooking me up. And yeah, that's kind of it. Let's talk a bit about the warm-up though, because I want to really hone in on some important things to talk about in terms of that. So, today's video topic.
Yes.
Serious mode.
Serious, yeah.
Yeah, today's video topic, warming up for races. So obviously you guys do triathlon, but I'm hoping you guys can talk in the context of running as well. So what I want to talk about is when we warm up, every day you feel different. The amount that you warm up, the temperature, like all that changes. So I feel like I want to explore that a little bit and get your thoughts. And before I chime in, I want to hear what you guys think about warming up in general, like how you warm up.
I think general, like start very, very general, not just triathlon, all sports. I think the longer the race is, the shorter the warm-up is, and then vice versa. So if you're doing a really short race, then you do a longer warm-up. For triathlon, it's a little bit tricky because we have the 3 sports to warm up for. In the triathlete community, I think it varies. Some people skip the swim, some people skip the run, some people skip the bike. I think we've done all combinations of warm-ups from run, swim, skip the bike, bike, swim, skip the run, and bike, run, skip the swim.
Yeah. What feels the best?
I feel like we're still figuring it out. Like,
It's a continuously learning problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, for running specifically, I'd definitely say like it's the iconic 10 to 15 minute job
Yeah.
into a couple of drills and leg swims,
Yeah.
into 3 or 4 strides, and that's pretty much race ready ratio.
I don't think that's right. There might be a better way to do it, but everyone copies each other and ends up just doing the same thing.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Should we eat while doing this?
Yeah, that's we could. Yeah.
Sort of like
Keep
a
it cash.
mukbang, as they say.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a stereotypical
Yeah.
warm up for a run race. I went from like 5k through to marathon.
I've done so many races and I'm still figuring out as well. And I still think it depends on a few other factors, right? So the race mix is a huge one. Like obviously marathon you're not going to do like a 5k warm up. But yesterday I actually warmed up like 5.7k, longer than my actual race, 5k.
Wow. Yeah.
And then drills and strides.
Yeah, and I actually like the threshold in the warm up myself. Have you heard of the 3 energy systems?
Yep.
Aerobic, glycolytic, and then anaerobic?
Yep.
So you have to actually stress the aerobic system a little bit to work the glycolytic system a little bit, because I don't know if you've heard, but lactate is a fuel as well. And lactate isn't the thing that makes your legs swim jelly. It's actually the hydrogen ions that come alongside of it that makes your legs swim jelly. But the lactate is actually useful. So if you start the race without stressing the aerobic system and using the glycolytic system a bit, it's a shock to the system. So there's like a lot of ways to warm up, but I feel like everyone copies each other. And also everyone tries one warm up and just sticks to it forever. But I think it's important to like experiment and figure out what makes you feel good at the start line. And then you remember when you have a good race and when you feel good, like try and work out what you did well and then incorporate it next time.
I think that's the problem with just strides, is that it's not long enough to actually get your heart rate up. I think recently we've been doing more of like a 400 or 2 500 meter efforts that are like at threshold pace, just to get like a little bit of a heart pump.
I think it's also interesting how it's safer to practice your race warm up in a training session as well. So you can explore way more in a training session. Yeah. Because no one really wants to try something new on races. You're only doing 3 or 4 races a year.
But you're doing like 2 workouts a week or whatever.
Yeah, you're doing 2 races a week, so you may as well just do the practice your race almost and try around with them. But most people feel like they need to vary the warm up on race day and like try new things on race day.
I may interject. Right. Devil's advocate for something I completely agree, but I think, is there an element of modelling that intensity of an actual race? Because you have some sessions where...
I feel super bad for cutting off Shachi here, but it's actually inaudible, so I unfortunately can't transcribe this. But he's basically talking about emulating race intensity in training, so you kind of won't get the actual feeling of whether you warmed up well unless you do a race, which he has a good point for sure.
So what do you think is the ideal warm up?
I've actually made a whole video on it already.
Oh really?
Yeah, but yeah.
Are you gonna link it in the link below? Yeah.
I will, yeah. right here.
Feel free to subscribe so you don't miss the future.
Just tweaking, just constantly tweaking. Every day, every race, you just, okay, maybe I'll just add this little thing and record how I felt at the start of the race. So much to do, like what you're saying. It is so valuable to remember what you want, how you felt.
Yeah. Like I'm actually starting to consider keeping more of a race log and actually track what went well in the warm-up and what made me feel good. Or if I felt crap, then I'll try and work out what.
It's like that high jump up. Ollie Slaggers.
Nicola.
Yeah, Nicola. She would be bloody journaling like there's no tomorrow.
Every single jump, right? She records what went well.
I guess Sota, you know the Stitches brand, that big book brand? Yeah. We just have some leftover stock, and Sota is doing some sales work over in Perth. Guys, we're filming. We'll cut this one out.
Do an exclusive show to Maehara YouTube. Oh, are we ordering?
Oh yeah, we didn't order. Yeah. Could we get the fried rice? Thai fried rice.
Chicken fried rice.
Chicken fried rice, one?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's me?
You want to get something else as well? Yeah. And then could we just get the chicken?
Chicken salad. Yeah, sure.
What does it say, sorry? Eggplant.
Lemon experiment. If it's too big, I also got some small.
No, I kind of want a big
Bit more arty.
Hey.
Hey. Could we have
Is that
it
a hoodie
like
shop?
a these are
It'll be such a meme if I get it.
Scissors, paper, rock.
Oh, it's forgiving Aaron and I.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Scissors, paper, rock. Damn, Aaron actually got it. He almost
He's
did
gonna have it.
it.
He's gonna eat it. Yeah, he's gonna eat it. He's gonna start to eat it.
must start.
It's how to get the right audience, am I right?
So what do you think a runner
Huh?
What do you think of runner?
Well, we were talking about it before you came, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel unsafe with no brakes?
No brakes.
And a box?
Oh, it's the best. Honestly, I feel like I suit in the inner west vibe a lot in Sydney.
At least you got Luke in case anything happens.
Yeah.
If you're an OG, you would know who he is. 1506, 09? 1509 man, 227 in the marathon. You juggle this with like night shifts and work and stuff. You're a doctor, which I actually really respect. But do you have any tips for anyone else out there? Because I know there are a few people that work in healthcare that watch my videos, and they probably want to hear like how you run so quick with that busy schedule. And obviously it ebbs and flows a bit, but talk a bit about that.
It is pretty hard. You know, you can't always do the long run on the Sunday every week if you're doing shift work, but you try to make it work. I guess it's just about prioritizing, setting aside some time to run, even if it's like after work and you're tired. Doing it with friends helps. So anything to make it easier, you know, meeting up with people, having like a goal on Strava to like hit a particular number, anything that will sort of get you out the door. Because usually the hardest part is just starting, but once you start running, it's all right afterwards.
Yeah. Does it help to have like a few friends that also work in healthcare that can relate with you a little bit and maybe you tee up runs with them?
Yeah, so I run with a group of people every Wednesday. A few of them work in healthcare. For example, Aaron over there works in ED as well with me, so he understands how it is. And one of my friends, Dennis, he works in the police force, so he also does shift work too. So we all are a bit flexible with each other, and we understand how hard it is, but we all try to make an effort to come together to run at least once a week if we can.
Do you want to get Aaron in?
Yeah.
He has no training advice.
Number one rule, do not get training advice from Aaron.
Second rule, never get financial advice from Aaron either.
Never get financial advice. I'm here with special guest Anther. He has recently improved so much. So he went from 1550 to 1546 recently, but then before that, like you've been grinding away, chipping away slowly. When I first met you, what were you at, like 17 something or?
Yeah, maybe in the 17 or the 18s.
Yeah. So because you've had a pretty linear progression, I would say, compared to me at least, what are your tips? Because you have an actual methodical way of training.
Two main things that stand out for me. One thing is with the scheduling for my weekly training. It might look super boring, but I basically do the same workouts every single week. So I have a rotation of 4 threshold sessions for Tuesday morning and evening, and Thursday morning and evening. And although it might sound boring for other people, it's basically the same sessions, you know, so K reps, 400, stuff like that. Yeah.
Real quick, for people that might argue and say, you know, it's better to vary up your workouts a bit more, but in my personal opinion, I think a bit of both is good anyway, because the pros of your way of doing it is that you can compare similar workouts over a period of time, and you can actually see your progression in threshold. If you have more data points, like if you have done the same workout like 5-6 times, obviously you can also account for the fact that some weather conditions aren't good, so you can take away some of that but still see the progress. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely don't try to hit the same splits every time, even though it's exactly the same workout.
We have a reference point because
Exactly.
you've done it so many times.
Yeah, and there are other athletes who do this as well. So there's some people in threshold system who basically follow the schedule. Like for most of their year, they'll do the same workout every week, and this will be for years and years and years. So if it works for them, I'm happy to experiment with it for myself, and it seems to work out well. The other main thing, which sounds a bit too technical, but I think it does help me. I try to aim for about 70-30 in my intensity distribution instead of 80-20. So I've noticed, and people can look this up if they're interested. I found that if you look at some of the threshold schedules that people use, their percentage of threshold quality volume is around closer to 30%. Whereas, you know, if you're in a more typical like 80-20 sort of system, where like you have 20% VO2 max sort of effort, yeah, you get less quality volume essentially. So I found dialing it back to threshold, but getting closer to that 30% mark has really helped me. And it might seem like 20 versus 30 is not that much, but if you run the maths, like let's say you're on 140.
If you're running a lot, it's a lot.
Yeah. Like imagine 140 Ks a week, 30% of that's like 42 Ks. That's pretty huge threshold volume.
Also, real quick, what are your thoughts on Nomia? Because you have tried it a few times. Today was only my second time trying it, but
Nomia is great. It's clearly a bit pricey, but I think it's worth it. Back when I was in the peak of my training, I honestly took a Nomia once every week for my most important workout, which is probably setting my wallet on fire. But you know, I don't know how much time we have left in this world to do our training, so I thought it was worth it in the long run.
that is facts. Get Nomia.
Just FYI, this video is far from over, so make sure you watch the next video to see what else I got up to in Sydney.
How long do you think you'll be? 17 minutes? Okay, well, we're just filming a vlog at the moment. You can come and we're just filming. If you just keep yourself behind shot. Yeah, Sota wants my expert opinions. I'm going to feature on the vlog. I'll see you soon.
The Aaron can be on the vlog.
Alright, see you soon. Aaron can be on the vlog. Sota says there's too many people, you can't be on the vlog. That was a fake conversation.